Alright guys, I know people are waiting on the dash video. I've had comments, people following, but unfortunately it's getting cold out. Got my sweater on. Went to check the plow truck. Oil pan's leaking. It's been fixed a couple of times and welded up, patches welded. There's nothing left to weld. So 88 Chevy 5.7, my plow truck. Yes, I have new fenders. Well, I got out of a junkyard. They're rust free. I am going to be redoing this next year. It's supposed to get redone this year. I ended up in the hospital. I was out of work for 6 months. It didn't get done. Otherwise, it would already have a new oil pan because I knew it was bad. I need it for this winter. We're doing an oil pan, so let's get to it. All right, here's your oil pan. Okay, got oil on it. This corner right here is rotted out. We're gonna drop the inspection torque converter cover, take these two braces out. We'll get all the bolts out. I may have to lift the motor up a little bit, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So we're gonna take, there's here, 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 and here. And then up in this corner right here and on the other side, and these two bolts, and we'll take these brackets out that'll allow us to drop this. Then we'll start undoing the bolts for the oil pan. So let's go. All right, we got the cover off. To do that, I had to take the manifolds. Of course, every one of the studs snapped, but not overly concerned. I have a spare set of manifolds that I've already cleaned up, and so I'm just going to swap the manifolds too. But now all this is exposed. You can get out of here. There's our Y pipe that we're going to replace that because it's been broke so many times. I've just kept cobbling it together. Now it's just time to put a new Y pipe since I got it all apart. Now we can get at all these bolts up here so we can drop the oil pan around this side and this side. Then we can see what it's going to take to get the oil pan out of here. That should be fun yet. We'll see. But that's where we're at. This is your torque converter. This is your flex plate. If it was a manual, it'd be called the flywheel. It looks like our front main's leaking a little bit, but hopefully next year we're gonna get this all tore apart, so we know we'll put a front trans seal. Wow. So we'll have to keep an eye on the fluid, but right now this is our priority. So all right, I'm gonna start getting them bolts taken out, and we'll be back when we're ready to drop the oil pan. You can see, I mean, this thing's beyond crusty. It's leaking right here. There's a couple patches up there and that, but it's just so paper thin now that there's just no fixing it. So we're gonna do this. We're supposed to be 25 degrees by Friday. My parts won't be in till Wednesday, Thursday, so gonna have fun over next weekend doing this. So all right, we'll see you when we're ready to drop the pan. Okay, we got the oil pan out. I had to do this, I left the starter in. You can do that. You do have to unbolt, and the new gasket comes with the kit. You have to unbolt the remote filter mount. You have to remove both motor mount bolts. Then you raise the engine up about 4 inches and you can pull that pan right out. So pan's out, 4 bolt main, 5.7, 350, whatever you want to call it. This here, the Y pipe I'm replacing. I think I covered, but the Y pipe shot. I'm putting in another set of exhaust manifolds. This is your remote filter mount here. Just bolts in where the right there and moves the filter off. I did not have to remove this support. The support on this side that comes down from that hole right above the hole for the motor mount that comes down to the cover here, I did have to remove that to get the starter down, or the oil pan down. I didn't have to remove the starter. Does not break my heart. If I had to, I would have, no biggie. But we got the oil pan out, we got the gasket out, so now I'm just waiting on parts. That'll consist of new oil pan, gasket, the gasket for the remote mount oil filter, and the Y pipe. I'm just gonna probably cut this off right here. That way I get rid of where it's crimped in. I'll get a pipe that'll go in there, go, okay. Wow, everything's rusty. I still have to pull this exhaust manifold, but other than that, that's where we're at. Unfortunately, you don't have a choice. You have to lift the motor up, and it's just how much. This is a one-piece rear main, so I don't have to mess with the rear main at all. This just comes down over it. The gasket will go up in here. I'm gonna have to clean all this up, but I don't have to mess with the rear main because this is the one-piece rear main. So like I said, there's where the remote filter bolts into. So all right, I'm gonna quit rambling, sign off, and that's gonna be about it.